in flesh. One Piece 11:36. Chat, we're here. What is good? Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you guys are. We're here. Zoro Piece on the way. I have not read the spoilers. Chat, how have you been, guys? How long has it been since Christmas? No content, no streams, no chapters since Christmas. How long has it been? Guys, how are we doing? Miss you guys greatly. We got Lucas, we got Dawn, we got Queen of Ascension, we got Rashad, we got Okay, we got Axe, the boy Axe, the Go Axe, Wing Wei, Lucas, Okay, Sway, Nino, Rashad, Karu. We're here, guys. I'm excited to read. Guys, how are we doing? How are we doing? You know, we had to get a fresh cut, but it really doesn't matter because as you can see, we got the bedhead. Guys, am I about to read Peak? Am I about to read Peak? Someone give me some answers, bro. Mustache looking even. Yo, do not bring that up around our boy L. Lucas, you cannot bring that up around our boy L. Visual was good, man. Bonsali, what's up? Lily G de Lily G de Bonsal. Wait, is that the Lily I'm thinking of? I rate the chapter 10 out of 10 after seeing Zoro being mentioned. Of course, we all know that Zoro is the best character. Like when you think about, look, think about it, right? One Piece characters, right? When you think about One Piece, right? Lily, how are you? Lily, I miss you so much. You were the greatest co-worker ever, the sweetest. Lily, I hope you're doing good. You and your daughter and your family. It's been a long time. But guys, when we talk about One Piece, right? When we have this One Piece cast, right? We think about Luffy, Ace, Sanji, Law, Sabo, Jinbei, Robin, Shanks, Corazon. It's clear that the greatest character, bar none, I'm talking like the number one character, if you looked at the entire cast, it's obviously Zoro, right? It's obviously Zoro. He is the best written, the best attacks, the best everything, bro. The best design, the best backstory, the best attacks, the best devil fruit, the best hockey. It's Zoro. You're team leader now, yo. Congrats. Big W. Lily, I'm happy for you. It's been so long. How long's it been? Like 2 years? I rate the chapter 10 out of 10 after saying, okay, I read that one already. Yo, we got our boy L. We got our boy L. You know what, Al? You just missed a certain chat message from a certain person who said something that you constantly point out, bro. I'm glad you weren't here for that. Too long, glad you're doing good. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing good as well. Seriously, like, out of all the coworkers I've ever had, Lily, you were always like the sweetest. You were always like, you were like the aunt figure, like the mom figure. My top 6: Zoro, Robin, Kiros, Kuma, everyone's. What do you mean? Everyone and then Sanji. Okay. See, because Sanji, look, I'm tired of having these same conversations over and over, but Sanji is the worst character with his constant nose bleeding. He's constantly simping. It's the same thing every arc with this man Sanji. He had to sit out an entire arc. Fishman Island, bro, sat out the whole arc. But Kyros, hey, Kyros is a good answer. But you know what, King J? It seems kind of weird that you would say Kyros and Kuma in your top six. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's differences. There's obvious differences between Kyros and Kuma. Like, they're not the same guy. First of all, one of them doesn't even have a devil fruit. Like, I get all that. God Valley, I get all that. But you know, King J, like Kyros and Kuma, we've talked about this before. They share a lot of similarities. Like, these guys are straight parallels to each other. Kyros and Rebecca is basically Kuma and Bonnie, right? Right? Is that not fire right there? Kyros and Rebecca is basically just Kuma and Bonnie. It's like toned down a little bit. Kuma and Bonnie is like the better version of Kyros and Rebecca. My top five are long. Bro, Axe, you gotta be the only person that would start off their top five with Arlong. Okay, Arlong, Big Mom, Fujitora, Kid, and Jinbei. Wow. Interesting top 10. I mean, you got Kid there. You know, I can't support useless Captain Mid there. And you know what? You know what's sad? Axe, I wanna believe that you're just trolling, that you're just kidding, but I know you're not, man. You're dead serious, bro. You actually have Kid in your top five. Everyone, just, you know what? Just everyone drop your top five before we start the spoilers. My top five: Viper. Wait, who's Viper? Do you mean Wiper? I think he meant Wiper. Wiper, Zoro, Katakuri, Marco, Senior Pink. Okay, so it seems like most of your top five, Nino, is just like the badass characters. Is that, chat, does that count as cursing? It's the cool characters, and then you have Senior Pink with the amazing backstory. I like how you also, this man put the N with the squiggly line. This man actually did the accent mark. My top one, Foxy. If you want to rate these spoilers a 10, I don't... Wait, everyone comment down below. Comment down below, guys. What did you rate these spoilers? I have not read them yet, obviously. We got our boy L with the 5. Thank you, bro. God bless, bro. When Kiro said he couldn't feel the warmth leave Scarlett's body because of his tin hands. Oh, yeah, bro. I'm telling you, Dressrosa, it has to be, bro, probably like, for me, top 5 arcs secured. I'm not even lying. When we think about Enies Lobby, Marineford, A-Kid Island, bro, I got Dressrosa in my top 5, bro. I think Dressrosa is so overhated. It is so slept on. And the reason why is because most people got into Dressrosa by watching the anime. And the problem with watching Dressrosa's anime is that the pacing is so garbage. It's terrible. But if you guys, I'm telling you, binge read. Don't watch Dressrosa. Don't watch Dressrosa. Binge read Dressrosa. There's a difference. Binge read Dressrosa. It is one of the best arcs between Kyros to Sabo to Doflamingo and Law. Bro, peak fiction. Straight up, L. Kyros, peak fiction. Dressrosa, peak fiction. Top tier arc. It's truly amazing. Then you have Luffy and Doflamingo duking it out. The battle's about to end. You have the announcer there with the microphone announcing the winner. Bro, Dressrosa was one of the best arcs. Non-Straw Hats. Doflamingo, Garp, Bonnie. I like how you call them Flamingo. Flamingo, Garp, Bonnie, Bart, Smoker. Bart, really? You got Bartolomeo in your top 5? Hey, that's a questionable choice, bro. Bartolomeo in your top 5. I would not have him in my top 5. Is it even possible? I feel like when you make a top 5, it has to be like how you feel at that moment. Don't you guys like? Yeah, Axe, that as well. Fujitora and Dressrosa. But back to what I was saying. When you guys do a top 5 like arcs or characters, don't you feel like it depends on your mood? Like 1 month you might have this top 5, and then another month you have this top 5. Bro, I can't have one. Like if someone told me, they put a gun to my head and they're like, yo, give me your top 5 characters of all time, I wouldn't be able to do it. It's just not possible. Like it's always changing around because first of all, there's literally like 1,000 characters that all have backstories that are like fleshed out. You know, I don't see how someone could do like an all-time top five. It's just top five: Zoro, Blackbeard, Killer, King, Kobe. Hey, Kobe, Mr. Kobe. That's gonna be one of the greatest characters when the story ends, bro. When Oda takes care of Kobe in the epilogue, this man Kobe becomes an admiral, probably even gets a devil fruit. This man Kobe, maybe he won't get a devil fruit. This man Kobe is gonna be a complete monster, bro. Everyone's gonna go from slandering Kobe to then praising Kobe, just like how everyone went from slandering Momonosuke to then praising Momonosuke. Hey, you remember that, King J? You remember that? Everyone was slandering Momonosuke. Every single YouTuber, every single leaker, every single One Piece fan, everyone was slandering Momonosuke. King J, you know what I'm talking about. Everyone. Bro, 1% of One Piece fans liked Momonosuke, and I was one of them. And look at how Oda just flipped the script. So with what Oda did with Momonosuke is exactly what he's gonna do with Kobe. Because look at how everyone slanders Kobe, bro. What's good, Ortiz? Young Wokey. Thank you, bro. All-time top five. Robin's boobs, Boa's boobs, Viola's boobs, Ripley's boobs, Reiju's boobs. Hey, you know what, Smokey? You could be one thirsty, sick son of a gun. You're giving us men a bad rep, but you know what, bro? Let me tell you something. Hey, this man said Momonosuke is still trash. Yo, mods, get this dude out of here. Smoke his pack right now. Ban this guy right now. Back to what I was saying. Smokey, listen. Your super chat. Your top five. All these women in their boobs. Look, listen. You're still better than Sanji, okay? Because Sanji, if he sent your super chat, if he had your response, he would have added Shirahoshi. He would have added Bonnie. You know. Yeah, pudding. Yeah, you guys know how Sanji is, bro. This man Sanji doesn't care. Yo, tell me this man Sanji, chat, tell me this man Sanji doesn't care, bro. If you ask Sanji's top five boobs, he would talk about Shirahoshi, Bonnie, pudding. Yo, Smokey, you're a better character than Sanji, bro. Straight up. What's good, Stretch? And yeah, Stretch, that's what they're doing. They're going to ChatGPT and they're saying, yo, ChatGPT, tell me 5 random One Piece characters. And then they're using that for their top 5. All right, top 5, my top 5. Listen, Zoro, Woro, Roronoa, Yonko Hunter. That's 4, right? And World's Greatest Swordsman. Yeah, we got 5 right there. That's my top 5. You got Zoro, Woro, Roronoa, Yonko Hunter, soon to be world's strongest swordsman. Baiting someone that views a lot of your videos. Bro, it's a joke. Mr. Nothing Happened. Oh, you know what? That's a good one, Rashad. Mr. Nothing Happened, Zoro, Woro, Yonko Hunter. Bro, that is the best title. Can Oda just give Zoro that title? Give Zoro the title of Yonko Hunter. That is like the most lit. Yo, Young Smokey, can you co-sign that, bro? Can you co-sign that? Co-sign that. Someone co-sign that. Calling Zoro Yonko Hunter. Is that not one of the best titles? What is Sanji? If Zoro is Yonko Hunter, Sanji is like Minor Hunter. All right, guys, enough with the banter. Are we ready to get into these spoilers? It is a dope title. But Smokey, thank you, bro. Hey, Smokey, listen, man, never change, man. If you like Robin's boobs, Boa's boobs, if you like boobs, bro, hey, you know what, Smokey? I guess we're on the same team, bro. Smokey, we play for the same team. You know, we're not running around here on some Ivankov type beat. You know, we're not running around with some flags. You know, we don't need any letters. No alphabet gang. You know, Smokey, we're on the same team, brother. We're on the same team. We're on the same fence. Zoro's boobs. All right, King J, you're out of here, bro. You're out of here, man. You're out of here. Even I wouldn't say something like that. Even me, I wouldn't say something about Zoro's boobs, bro. All right, guys. You know, we got to do our little prayer before we jump into these spoilers, guys. Excuse me. Kobe's gonna awaken his Conqueror's Haki the same way Luffy did. Was it not confirmed that Kobe used Conquerors at Hachinosu? It was good, my hacks. Yo, did Anthony Ortiz leave? I think he got mad, guys. Come on. You longtime supporters, viewers, you guys should know by now when I'm calling out a ban, it's always joking. Come on, man. You guys are supposed to know this, dude. You guys are supposed to know this by now. It's good, Amuni. Vivi card only mentioned Guard. Bro. But it was Blackbeard's Conqueror's Haki when he fought Law, right? Because that was something that I tried telling people at the last Reverie. Was it the last Reverie or was it the one before? I don't even remember. W Glaze. Was good. Mind Hacks was good for fun. Amuni. He has observation and hardening. Man, look, even if Kobe didn't display Conqueror's Haki at Hachinosu, he's definitely going to have Conqueror's Haki displaying by the end of the story. Any amount of money, bro. Any amount of money. And you guys can say, oh, well, you're biased, bro. You're biased. Whatever. I guess I'm biased. How would Kobe not have Conqueror's Haki? How, bro, we already know Kid has Conqueror's Haki. Wait a second. Kid has Conqueror's Haki, but Kobe won't? Isn't Kobe supposed to climb the ranks of the Admirals? Bro, of course he has Conqueror's Haki. The real question, chat, is will Oda ever go into the depth or the lore of Kobe's character, Kobe's backstory? That's the real question. All right, guys, let's jump into our prayer. All my Christian brothers and sisters, jump into our prayer chat. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for another day of life. Lord, thank you for giving me breath this morning. Thank you for giving me my food, my water, my shelter, my entertainment, my knowledge, my perseverance, my courage, my bravery, my strength, my resilience, my hope. Lord, thank you for all that you do for me today. Lord, I ask you two things. I come to you and I pray and I request two things from you today. Lord, please first bless this stream. Bless this stream with your mighty, holy, loving, righteous hands, Lord. Bless the stream and give us a fun, great, awesome time here on the stream, Lord. And second, Lord, please take care of every single person watching the stream. Please be there for them, Lord. Give them encouragement. Be the shoulder that they can lean on. Lord, help them through all their struggles, whether it's through financial struggles, relationship struggles, health, career, school, whatever their problems are. Lord, I ask that you please show up for them, and please reveal yourself to them in a way that they cannot possibly deny. Lord, please give them all the courage, strength, and perseverance that they need in order to make it through this world. Lord, please fill them with hope, fill them with joy, fill them with laughter. Lord, please provide for them in every way imaginable, because you are their God. You are my God. You are the only true God. And I will always devote myself to you, Lord. May I continue glorifying you in your name. May I continue being a lion for you in your name, Lord. Please give me all the strength. Help build my faith so I can represent you better. Help build my faith so I can walk like how you walked. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Now, chat. Now it's time. Now it is time. One Piece. Chapter 1136. Land awaiting the sun. Land awaiting the sun. Land awaiting the sun. Look, this is a Nika chapter. This is a sun god Nika chapter. We already have known for such a long time that Elbaf is a land that worships the sun god. We've known this before this arc has even begun. We know that Big Mom's flashback hundreds of chapters ago had them reference a sun god. They were worshiping and praying to a sun god. This wasn't anything new. Now, it did. Now the plot line of Sun God Nika and Joy Boy's connection to Elbaf has grown, and it has become interesting because, of course, at the tail end of the Egghead Island arc, the previous arc we just had, we see that apparently Joy Boy has been to Elbaf, right? Oh, whoa, Joy Boy has been to Elbaf. But when the Giants were speaking about Joy Boy to Luffy in the previous arc, they mentioned that when they saw Joy Boy, they compared Joy Boy to Sun God Nika, which is further evidence that Sun God Nika predates Joy Boy. Okay? This is just a refresher. This is a reminder for you guys. We haven't had a chapter in weeks, man. How has it been, a month now? Nika predates Joy Boy. It just seems inarguable at this point. You just can't argue against this, you know? So of course we're gonna get some Nika lore, you know, this arc. I think we're gonna get a lot of Nika lore this arc. I personally think like we're gonna get something, bro. I don't know if Oda's gonna show us Nika's face, you know, make him look exactly like Luffy, or if he's gonna look like something else, or you know, I'm not sure what his design will be, but we might get Nika's face this arc. Guys, let me know. Do you think we're gonna see Emu's face this arc? That's another question. Will we get Emu's design in Elbaf? Yes or no? Because at this point, I just don't think it's a good argument when we're wondering something about One Piece and we're like, oh no, it's too early. You know, this whole idea, oh no, we can't have this, it's too early. Oh, we can't see that, it's too early. Bro, because when you say it's too early, like, don't get me wrong, when you're asking someone a question, like, you're asking for their opinion in the first place. So if someone said, no, it's too early, like, that's still an opinion. Like, I get that, right? But at the same time, I think we should be, like, as consistent and logical as possible in the sense that when you say, oh, it's too early, that's completely subjective. That's the first thing. It's not really grounded in reality. And the second thing is, look what happened last arc. Look what happened in Egghead. Look what happened in Egghead. We literally had all 5 Gorosei members, one, leave Marie-Joie, which is completely unheard of. They've never done that before, right? All 5 of them, let alone one of them, leaving Marie-Joie, completely unheard of. That's one. 2, all of them are fighting, completely unheard of. 3, all of them have monster forms, completely unheard of. Look at all of the revelations we had last arc surrounding the Gorosei. At this point in time, trying to argue that, oh no, we can't have this, it's too soon. No, we can't have that, it's too soon. To me, that seems like it's out the window. If it has anything to do with Emu, probably Joy Boy, Nika, the Gorosei, the Holy Knights. Come on. And we got Young Smokey with the 10, bro. Thank you. I truly believe Loki believes he's Nika. I also believe, because there have been multiple Joy Boys, one could be the Warrior of Liberation and others Destroyers. Okay, you know what? That's the idea that there's been multiple Joy Boys is interesting, because me personally, I don't necessarily subscribe to that idea. I believe Joy Boy is a title, and there's only 2 people that have had that title. The original Joy Boy that we always talk about from the Void Century that lived in the Ancient Kingdom, him, he's one, and then the other one is Luffy. Me personally, I don't subscribe to the idea that, like, oh, like for an example, right? People will say that there was a Joy Boy back in the day, and that's the reason why Emeth, you know, the giant robot, that's the reason Emeth powered up and he started attacking Marie-Joie. I don't subscribe to that idea personally, and you guys let me know. Do you guys think there's been more than 2 Joy Boys? Like from the Void Century, that guy that was at the Ancient Kingdom, he would count as 1. Obviously, Luffy is 2. Do you guys believe there's more than 2 Joy Boys? I don't subscribe to that. I think it's strictly just him and it's Luffy. I think the idea of E-Myth powering up is something much different. Like I think E-Myth actually having the Nika fruit and that fruit being held in Fishman Island is a great option. It's a great answer. And I remember we talked about it a few months ago. I don't know if you guys want to talk about it again, but Young Smokey, bro, thank you so much, man. Let me know more about what you think, Young Smokey, because I don't want to misrepresent your argument. I don't want to misinterpret what you're saying. But in terms of Loki believing that he is Nika, I mean, hey, like he killed his own father apparently, trying to steal the fruit. There's this whole sun god thing. I don't think Loki believing that he's Nika is far-fetched. I'll give you that, Smokey. I don't think that's far-fetched. But we have Lily with the 10. Thank you so much, Lily. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. The super chat has like an emoji, like this animation of like a pear saying thank you. No, thank you. Thank you so much. The question, if we see him / her face before the reveal of the One Piece, I say yes. All right. Again, Lily, thank you so much for the super chat. God bless. Smokey, thank you so much for the super chats. And L, thank you, bro. Guys, I think it's time, man. We look, enough of the delay. No more delay, guys. No more stalling. One Piece chapter 1136, Land Awaiting the Sun. The cover, okay, we don't care about the cover, bro. When it comes to the cover of the chapters, we don't care. But anyways, it says Hold'em takes Yamato and the others to his base. Okay, so Oda, you're giving us a cover story of Hold'em. Chat, do you guys even remember who Hold'em is? I completely spelled that wrong. Do you guys even remember Hold'em? Oda is giving us an entire cover story for this guy. This bozo. Like, you guys are defending the cover story? You guys are defending the cover story. You guys are defending the cover story only because you're thirsty for Yamato. This is one of the worst cover stories we've ever had, bro. Straight up. I'm gonna say it right here, right now. If Blackbeard doesn't show up in the middle of this cover story to Wano, this is the worst cover story Oda's ever done. I'm just saying it because you guys are too scared to say it. I'll say it. Agree or disagree? If Blackbeard does not show up to Wano in this cover story, this is the worst cover story in One Piece. And there's been quite a number of cover stories that are kind of mid, but this will be hands down the worst. How many guys? What are we on for the cover story? Are we not on like volume 25, 25, 30? How many volumes of this cover story have we had, chat? Tell me. I'll pull it up. This cover story has went nowhere. I see, we pray. That's the problem, bro. We praise One Piece too much, bro. We need to start calling out Oda when he's right in mid. Look at this. Chat, we're on volume 22. There's been 22 volumes of just mid cover stories. All right, anyways, first point of the spoilers. More lore about the sun god. Some giants believe the sun god will be a liberator, but other giants believe he'll be a destroyer. Okay, well, you know what? They don't have to, it doesn't have to be a false dichotomy. Chat, don't fall for that. This doesn't have to be a false dilemma or a false dichotomy. It doesn't have to be where, oh, he's either a liberator or he's either a destroyer. There's only two options. Don't make it a false dichotomy. We know, for an example, at the end of the Dressrosa arc, we see that Luffy liberated the country. Luffy saved the country. But didn't they have an entire speech about how sometimes things need to be destroyed in order for things to be rebuilt from the ground up again? You can be a liberator and a destroyer at the same exact time. Like, think about how wars are. Think about like when there's like a like revolutionaries, right? When there's a revolution in a country, you have an act of war. Buildings are getting destroyed, people's lives are getting destroyed, but that's to start something new. And we see this exact theme in Dressrosa. We see it at the tail end of the arc. I have no clue what chapter that was, guys. Does anyone know what chapter the end of Dressrosa was at? It was like the tail end of the arc. So exactly, Vincent, exactly. Sometimes you have to destroy in order to liberate. Exactly. Because if you have a system of elitism, nepotism, and tyranny, you need to destroy that. You need to eradicate that in order to build something something more fair, right? So I think the Giants here are going to be caught in like a false dichotomy. Does anyone have any idea? 8:30? No, I think 8:30 might have been too late. It was like the end of Dressrosa. They had the speech, like the whole 890. Wait, 890? No way. 890 was all the way in Whole Cake, wasn't it? Yeah, 890 is way too late. I'm talking. No, guys. I'm talking about the manga, not the anime. It has to be like 780, somewhere around here. But look, besides the point, this whole idea that one needs to be a liberator or a destroyer, that's just a false dichotomy. It's going to be both. And also, look at the whole idea. Look at the prophecy behind Fishman Island. Fishman Island's supposed to be destroyed. They have like this whole prophecy that Fishman Island's going to be destroyed by someone with a straw hat. It's supposed to be Luffy. But wait, isn't Luffy supposed to liberate and save the world? Save Fishman Island, save the fishmen, bring them to the surface? That's their goal. So it seems like, again, Luffy's going to be liberator and destroyer at the same time. They're one and the same. That's what makes Joy Boy. That's what makes the Sun God, right? And we have Young Smokey with a $400 super chat. Out of this world, completely astronomical love and support. This guy just dropped a $400 super chat. Can we get a W, Smokey? Can we get a one Wokey in the chat? Let's get Wokies in the chat. Let's get some Wokies and some salutes. This guy is going bonkers, bro. $400? Just wanted to thank you so much, bro. I can't even put it into words, man. Thank you, bro. He said, just wanted to clarify my last super chat. I guess I believe the thing about Nika I was saying is because the Giants view Nika as the warrior of liberation and others believe he's a destroyer. So I thought maybe there could have been multiple Nikas. Also, Beerus, is that the cat guy? Like the cat dude? Beerus from DBZ famously says, before creation comes destruction. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not too much into Dragon Ball, so I can't really comment on that, Smokey. But that does make sense. I do understand what you're saying. Like, if the Giants believe that, oh, Nika, Sun God's going to be a destroyer, and then the other Giants think like, no, he's going to be a liberator. You think that, okay, maybe there's two Joy Boys then. There's multiple Joy Boys then. Some of them are destroyers, some of them are liberators. I understand that viewpoint, Smokey. I understand that. I would probably side with the idea that Nika, Joy Boy, they're one and the same. He's a liberator and a destroyer all in one. And I want someone, chat, someone please find me the chapter. Please, chat. Please. Dressrosa's like crumbled. Dressrosa is destroyed. And then I think it was like the narrator box. The narrator box was talking about how like things need to be destroyed in order to start new or something like that. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Right here. I saved this in my One Piece folder. It is not always a tragic event when a kingdom falls into ruin. On this day, the citizens of Dressrosa rejoiced and wept amid the rubble. So Luffy fighting, it said it was 791, Amuni. Thank you, though. So Luffy fighting Dressrosa brought the kingdom into rubble. It was a tragic event. The whole kingdom fell into ruin. So clearly Luffy was a destroyer, right? He was a destructor. But wait. We also know that Luffy liberated Dressrosa. If Luffy never went to Dressrosa, if Luffy never defeated Doflamingo, they would have never been liberated. It would have never happened. So Dressrosa is a perfect example on why Nika could be a liberator and a destroyer at the same exact time. So what Oda's doing is Oda's presenting a false dilemma. He's presenting a false dichotomy with this very first point of the spoilers, not only for like the characters in the story falling into that trap, that logical fallacy, but also to give it to the readers. Because now some readers are going to actually think about this, right? Not everyone is going to have the same thought process that I do. Some people are going to think like I can already tell right now, some One Piece fans are going to believe that he's a destroyer. Other One Piece fans are going to believe he's a liberator, right? And maybe there will be a portion of One Piece fans that believe he's both, right? But that, I hope, chat, let me know. Put a 1 in chat if you understand. Put a 1 in chat if you learn. All right, put a 2 in chat if you don't understand and you're confused and you're lost. Guys, you guys know when we do the spoilers, when we do the chapter reactions, we're studying, guys. We're in One Piece school. We're in class right now. We're taking, you guys need to be taking notes. But Young Smokey, again, bro, super colossal, mega, uber, gigantic super chat, man. Thank you so much, bro. Beerus, isn't that the cat guy? He's like that skinny cat from Dragon Ball. Yeah, this guy. So Smokey, I don't know bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't know that much about Dragon Ball, man. All I know is Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Trunks, Frieza. Bro, I'm a noob when it comes to Dragon Ball. This man for fun said 2. Thank you so much, Smokey, man. This man Smokey, bro, is on a different level. Beerus is a god of destruction. Okay, so it makes sense why he would say that. Okay. And Davon with a 2. Thank you, brother. Or it was DeMarco Black in the Void Century. DeMarco Black. Fake Luffy, man. Yo, Demaro Black. Yo, Davon, it's actually funny. You know him by name because most people just say like fake Luffy, right? You actually know this man by name. Demaro Black. Hey, Davon, let me ask you. Do you think Oda actually has a plan for Demaro Black? Like, do you think Oda has like a deeper implication for his character? Or was it only for the Return to Shabandi arc? What do you think, bro? And yeah, guys, with the super chats and the memberships and all things like that, guys, I greatly appreciate the super chats. You guys super chatting, you guys buying memberships, that means more than life to me because you guys are going above and beyond to support me and you guys don't have to. I appreciate it tremendously. I just want you guys to know YouTube, right, takes upwards to 60% of super chats and memberships, guys. I'm just throwing that out there. Every time you super chat, YouTube is going to grab 30 to 60%. If you guys are on an iPhone, 60% is gone. So right here, of course, guys, you don't have to. I'm going to continue reading all the chat messages I can. I'm going to continue loving and appreciating everybody. Of course, you don't have to super chat for me to appreciate you or read your messages. But if you guys want to support me, and just have 100% of proceeds go to me, right here, Cash App above my head. But either way, I greatly, greatly appreciate the gigantic support. I truly have the best supporters. I have the best community. I do think Oda will use Demaro Black as another gag member. Or another gag. Remember, Demaro Black was first impersonating Luffy. Then it was Kid. I bet he champions Shanks next. Nah, it's got to be Law, bro. It has to be Law. Demaro Black is going to go from Luffy fanboying to Kid fanboying to Law fanboying, man. I'm waiting for that boy Law's return, man. Bring back Law. Davon with a 2. Thank you, brother. He said, in my opinion, it was Joy Boy's imposter. So you don't think like Demaro Black himself was in the Void Century, do you? Or do you think like Joy Boy had his own Demaro Black? Is that what you're saying? Like Joy Boy had his own Demaro Black, but the Joy Boy now, or I guess the Demaro Black now, he wasn't from the Void Century. All right, guys, the next point. Giants explain the story of Loki and King Harold, and that the man who stopped Loki 6 years ago was Red Hair Shanks. Where's our boy King J? Where is our boy King J? Where is he? What were we saying? Chad, what were we saying for the longest time? It is way too ironic that Loki was imprisoned. He was trapped for 6 years, right? 6 years ago he was locked up, and that just so happened to be the same time that Shanks became a Yonko. Isn't that ironic? How many times have we said that on the past? Bro, how many streams now? Because we have a short summary stream, we have a long summary stream, then we have a chapter reaction. So it's like 3 streams per chapter. When did we first hear about Loki getting arrested 6 years ago? That was like 20 streams ago. Yo, we got it, guys. We got it. See, but this is just a baby W. This is just a little win, guys. We won the battle, but we have not won the war. Okay, we've won the battle, but we have not won the war. This is just only a minor win. This is just a minor battle. I mean, you know, it almost seems kind of obvious, you know, in retrospect, hindsight, right? Zoro wants to see if Loki is very strong, so he, Luffy, and Nami get the key to free Loki from chains. Okay, hey, okay. So this chapter, hey, chat. Hey, Oda's doing some work this chapter. Oda, our boy Ichiro Oda, Goda. He's putting in some work right now. This chapter is not mid so far. We're starting off with some Sun God Nika talk. We're hearing about how Shanks beat up and locked up Loki. Now we see how Zoro wants that Loki smoke. Okay. Oda said, hey, you guys are going to go on a big break, and we're going to come back with some bangers. We're going to come back with some banger chapters. The plot, the arc is going to be moving. It's going to be moving. We're not going to sit still. We're going to be moving forwards. Okay, Oda. This man Zoro really, Zoro. See, this is why Zoro's the vice captain. Vice captain Zoro, bro. Two hooded person, the two hooded people, the Holy Knights. Those 2 people with the hoods arrive where Loki is. Okay, so they left the castle and they went down to the underworld. They call it the underworld, right? They want to recruit him for the Holy Knights, but Loki refuses. Oh, Oda's throwing out all these curveballs. Oda is throwing out all these curveballs this chapter. Yeah, Nika might be a liberator or a destroyer. Shanks stopped Loki. Zoro freed Loki. The Holy Knights asked Loki if he wants to join them. Bro, Oda's throwing out all these curveballs. I feel like, bro, we're playing baseball and Oda's the pitcher. He's just throwing like back-to-back curveballs, bro. He's like throwing like 6 balls at a time. You can't even focus on get a hit. Look at all these curveballs Oda's throwing. Wait, so they actually considered making Loki a Holy Knight member? But you know what's interesting? Guys, we assumed that those 2 people in the hoods were Holy Knights. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that's a fair assumption. Like, that's a logical assumption. But we have to understand, we were assuming they were Holy Knights. We had no real proof that, like, Shanks, Banks, whatever we want to call him, and that person with the mask, the girl, we had no concrete proof that they were Holy Knights. Every single fan, we all just assumed it. We jumped to conclusions. But now we can say for certainty, if these spoilers are correct, if this is accurate, they are Holy Knights. It is confirmed because it literally says, and they ask Loki to join the Holy Knights. That would only make sense if they were Holy Knight members themselves. It was good, Jabril. It's good, Simon. That boy Shanks threw the key away. Can we get the backstory of Shanks versus Loki? I don't know, man. Guys, what fight would you rather see? Shanks versus Blackbeard when Shanks got the scar, or Shanks versus Loki? Give me the answer. Which fight would you rather see? Shanks versus Blackbeard back when Shanks got the scar, like years ago, that fight, or Shanks versus Loki? What would you rather see, guys? Why would they want Loki as a Holy Knight? Because Loki is strong, bro. Are you really sleeping on Loki? Bro, they literally said that all of the giants, all of the warrior giants on Elbaf needed to come together to restrain Loki. Do you understand how strong Loki is? And now he has a fruit, which presumably is powerful. Loki's on a different level, my guy. The fact that they are recruiting Loki for Holy Knight means the Holy Knights are not all world nobles confirmed. Also, may confirm the orphan kids of Carmel are some Holy Knights. Yeah, I do like the idea that as you said, the what do they call it? The lamb's house, the sheep's house that Mother Carmel ran on Elbaf. They were raising not only Cypher Pole members, but Holy Knight members. If you look at like some of the CP0 members and their designs, they look exactly alike to some of the children we saw that Mother Carmel was raising back in the day. And I don't want to get too far off topic. I'm sure you guys know what I'm referring to. Like, for an example, one of the kids that was, what do they call it? The sheep's house or something like that? The lamb's house? One of the kids had like this long extended arm with a certain mask, and now fast forward into the future, we see that there's a current CP0 member that looks exactly like him with like a long arm and a similar mask. That is applicable to multiple members of CP0. So just like how Smokey said, if they are willing to recruit Loki to the Holy Knights, and Loki is not a world noble, he's not a celestial dragon, then clearly they're willing to accept non-celestial dragons into the Holy Knights. But see, the important thing, Smokey, is like I understand that logic, but by the same token, it could be that Loki is an outlier given the circumstances. Like maybe they just need Loki right now. They're on Elbaf. He's extremely powerful. He might be the exception, but he could not be the exception. Maybe they just don't care about genealogy for Holy Knight members. That could be the case. I feel like it's hard to tell. Is Loki the exception when it comes to being accepted as a Holy Knight? Or is it an example of how they don't care about race and genealogy when it comes to the Holy Knights? I can't put my finger on which one it would be. The Lamb's House, yeah. Will Loki join the Straw Hat? No, I do not subscribe to the idea of Loki joining the Straw Hats. I know there's a lot of people in my community that do. I mean, hey, people can think whatever they want. I definitely do not subscribe to that idea just for like logistical reasons. Loki wouldn't even fit on the Thousand Sunny. Well, that's for one, right? He wouldn't fit on the ship. I don't know how he'd be traveling around. Well, that's one. Two, he doesn't seem like he would assimilate that well with the Straw Hats. There's no real assimilation that Otis presented. Three, I think we're gonna hit the cap of Straw Hats soon. I do believe Bonnie and Vivi are gonna be official members, and that's gonna cap out the Straw Hats. I don't think Otis is gonna add another 3, 4, 5 Straw Hat members, you know? I don't see Loki joining the Straw Hats. Guys, comment down below. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Will Loki join the Straw Hats as an official Nakama? Does that mean non-celestial dragons who are Holy Knights have higher authority than normal celestial dragons? I don't know. I've had the impression that Holy Knights are like combatants. They're bodyguards. You know? They work for celestial dragons. Like they're bodyguards. They're combatants. I don't really think that like Holy Knights have political power per se. I don't really get that impression. Smokey said, "Oh, I absolutely agree. Clearly, Loki is special. He could definitely be the exception. I'm with you. You're right." See, but Smokey, that's the thing. I'm not sure what it could be. I'm not sure if Oda's alluding to the idea that you don't have to have Celestial Dragon blood in order to be a Holy Knight. Oda could be alluding to that. That could be true. And Oda's using Loki as an example. But again, by the same token, Loki could be an exception. Like, they don't believe that. They do believe you need royalty blood. You need royal blood in order to be a Holy Knight. Loki's an exception. That could be the case. I'm just saying, I don't know which one I would side with. I have no clue. It could go either way. I don't know. Maybe Loki's the exception. I don't know. Looks tough for him to join, says L. 2? Really? 2? The timing for recruiting Loki now after 6 years means there's a specific number of Holy Knights and a spot opened up because Garling's promotion. Hey, can we get a W, Lucas? That's a good point. That's a good point. We just saw Saturn get his pack smoked. Then what happened? Garling went from the Supreme Commander of Holy Knights to he's the Supreme Commander. You get, like, does anyone here think he's juggling both? Or is he only Gorosei member? Shanks' twin is most likely Supreme Commander. Wait, are we lagging? Are we lagging, guys? Froze, are we good? Artie, what's good? Are we good? Chat, are we good? Chat. Are we good? Good now? Yeah, this whole Shanks twin thing, I don't think we have enough information. We don't have enough information, you know? You can't say either way. There's no way to say that